the Miami series stuck with you. How did that change you? And now sitting where you are, in what ways did you need that?
I mean, last year, just falling short on your home floor, it definitely hurt. And it was embarrassing, in my opinion. I felt like the team was relying on me. I mean, JT got hurt in game 7, and I dropped the ball. So, to me, it was embarrassing, and it drove me all summer. It drove me crazy.
Steve on the right side, second row.
Jaylen over here. Steve Ashburn, NBA.com. What's been your experience about the effectiveness of complaining about calls or sharing your take in the moment with the officials? Is it the kind of thing where you don't want to complain too much because you might lose credibility? Is it a matter of planting a seed so at some point later in the game they factor that in? And has your view of this sort of changed over the course of your career?
I've never been a complainer to the refs. I don't think I've ever had a history. I don't even know most of the refs by name. I do think having a relationship and talking to them to know what you're kind of seeing can have a benefit. But, at this point, you know what I mean? I think it's a distraction. You go out there and you play the game, and you take it out of the referee's hands.
Tim, all the way in the back right.
Jaylen, all the way back here. Tim Reynolds with the Associated Press. 20 months ago, most people probably didn't know much about Joe Missoula, and all you guys have done under him is win like 75% of your games since he took over. How much confidence did you have from day one that he was the guy to lead you guys? And secondly, just how much do you appreciate his story as you guys are on the brink of one win away from doing this thing? How much do you appreciate that he has a pretty unusual path to the spot that he's in right now?
Yeah, Joe has been great. I mean, just being in this position last year, just being in the interim role was tough, even though we weren't making any excuses. But, him inheriting that position, it was a little bit more of uncertainty about what we were doing going forward. It wasn't necessarily his staff. Now I feel like he gotten his feet under him a little bit more in even the start of this year. He's been excellent. He's been organized. You seem like he's been a lot more comfortable, and it has showed in our team. His mentality, Joe's mentality is fantastic. He's just, even today, one of my favorite quotes he said today, he was like there's no such thing as a foul. Either you survive or you don't. And just that resonates with me because I like stuff like that.
Tim on the left.
So go back to Jay's question at the beginning. When you talked about the way last year went in the conference finals, you talked about stuff you worked on this summer. What did you sort of focus on this summer? And especially as these playoffs have gone on, as you've excelled the way you have, how has that translated to the success you've had over the past several weeks?
Really just all mentality, all mentally, just your will, your focus, your perseverance, your ability to overcome self. I think that's what I worked on the most. And in moments of embarrassment, moments of coming up short, falling short, is where the most growth takes place. And last year in that, to end the season the way we did, I really attacked the summer.
On the right, Bobby.
Bobby Manning, CLNS Media. Jaylen, I know it was a while ago now, but what do you remember about that first summer you and Jayson played together? He got drafted. You were going into your second year. And just sort of that bond you forged at the beginning that's kind of grown into what it is now.
What do I remember?
About that summer, yeah.
I remember Danny calling me. I was in, I think I was in Malaga, Spain, or Cordoba, one of the two. And Danny called me. It was like 4 a.m. Don't ask me why I was up. But Danny calls me and he asked me, how do you feel about Jayson Tatum? And I remember I played with him at camps, top 100 camp. He was my roommate at the KD Elite camp. We played on the same team in so many different, the Under Armour All-American game. We were roommates again. So it was like, you know, I had a lot of experience with him, and I played with him on the same team. There was a lot of respect. So I said, like, I think it's a great choice. And fast forward from there, you know, we've been winning ever since.
Ramona here on the left.
Hi, Ramona Shelburne, ESPN. I guess just following up on that. You guys were drafted you're both so young when you were drafted that first summer. You get success so early, but you're also pretty different guys, right? Obviously, you had a bond and all that, but your relationship, last night when you were up here, you called him your brother. How has that relationship grown over the years, even though you're pretty different people? He was a young father, right? You obviously had a different path in life.
For sure, and like you spend so much time and you go through so many things, the ups, the downs, the highs and the lows, you know, and it creates that. Those memories are memories that we're gonna forever have together. So those are things that, you know, you always gonna carry with you. So, you know, to be able to be in this moment, to potentially seal our first championship, you know, I think that's awesome.
Last question in the middle.
Valencia King, Real Talk Sports, thank you for your time today. You've kind of talked about the brotherhood on this team and how much it's mean to you, but when you think about the younger JB, when he first picked up the basketball, has your love for the game, the love and appreciation you have for the game changed or evolved over the years?
Damn, that's a good question. My love for the game is definitely changed and evolved. There's been ups and downs, for sure. But one thing that I've always loved is the ability to have a platform and to be able to be a role model for others. Is younger kids watching, maybe watching this interview right now that, you know, aspire to get to the finals or the NBA or to even just be the best versions of themselves. And it's gonna be a journey. Just know, like, when those moments of adversity come, just never let nothing break your spirit. Because I didn't, and I won't.
Thank you.